Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. In today's video, we're doing a blast from the past. I'm going to be doing a little marathon. I've never done one of these on my channel before, but I've always wanted to. We did move, and so we're in a brand new home now, but this is last summer. All of the footage is from my other house. So I just wanted to go ahead and stream this together for you. I actually didn't get out a video this week, and it's because I haven't been feeling the greatest. My head has been hurting so bad. I've had a headache for like 5 days straight. It's actually subsided, but it was awful. I even tried to sit down to edit some of the footage that I did have to try to get a video together for last week, and I just couldn't. It was like at the base of my neck, and it just hurt so bad, like right along the base, and it was tension, and it was awful. So luckily though, I am feeling much better. I have no idea what that was. I don't know. I think it was the way I was sleeping, because I was waking up with a terrible headache every morning, and so I've switched my pillow and made some changes and been stretching out my neck and trying to sleep on my back, and so hopefully that'll help me out. But man, that was rough. There's nothing like a really terrible migraine, but I'm feeling much better now, and so I wanted to get this stream together. I thought this would be nice, a little bit of inspiration. Memorial Day is coming up right around the corner, and so if you want to get your house nice and decorated for the holiday, or if you're just wanting to get things nice and cleaned up. Look at that spider. Oh my gosh. The kids have actually gotten me with that a few times because it does look real. But I'm just going to go ahead and get the house nice and freshened up. I'm going to get out some of my holiday decor. I'm going to get everything decorated and looking nice and clean in this house. I kind of miss this house a little bit. Not really, but kind of a little bit. It was like our first home. When my husband and I got married, this is where we moved into, so it was our first home, but it was a bit on the smaller side. And it was set up a little bit odd. It was built originally as a two-bedroom house, like 100 years ago, over 100 years ago. And then they eventually extended onto it, and when you look at it from the outside, you can actually see the roof lines where it changed and where it was added onto. But it worked for us, and it was great. I mean, we lived here for 4 years. My husband lived here for 5 years, so quite a long time for us to be able to save up and all that good stuff so that we were able to get the house that we have now. So it totally worked for what we needed it for, and we had great memories and great times in this house. But I'm very grateful and very appreciative that we have a little bit more space now, that we can spread out, because we were constantly on top of each other. There was no room that you could go where there wasn't somebody else. There was just very minimal space. We didn't have a basement or anything, so especially in the winter, like, you're really cooped up in the house. But I do miss, some of the memories that we made here. I miss our yard, and I miss our neighbors. We had wonderful neighbors. They were always so kind and sweet, and we had so much fun times there. Water balloon fights and barbecues and gatherings and Halloween parties. It was a blast. So we're gonna make a ton of fun new memories. It's just the beginning in our new house, and so we're gonna have all that good stuff here as well. But I'm just looking at the video, and it's just reminded me of all the fun stuff that we did in this old house. And really, I don't feel like a house is just a house. A home is where your family is. And so no matter where you go, whether it's on vacation or, you take your home with you. So that's kind of how I look at it.
We can spend all day in bed. I'll put the TV in the room. We'll have a Netflix marathon, Kenny G saxophone. We'll order in a bunch of food. I'll put your favorite music on all the way baritone. Yeah. Shut the lights, go infrared.
Now that I got the living room all cleaned up, I'm starting out with my summer plan, and I'm just going back and forth from my phone to the calendar and just putting every important thing that we have coming up in the month of June on the calendar so that everyone can see it. I use these bright colors so that nobody is confused. If the kids have any questions, they'll know, or if they just want to do a countdown, like they know camp is coming up, they can count down the days. They don't have to ask every day, hey, when am I going to camp? They can literally see it right there on the calendar. This seems to work out really well. I am going to do this again this year. I've utilized this calendar throughout all of the seasons. This is where all the girls' sports activities goes, all of that good stuff, and it works out really, really well. They like having that visual on the wall that they can see all the important stuff coming up. This year's plan will be a little bit different from last year because I did have daycare kids with me last year, and so I had a really detailed plan, and I'm going to do the same thing again this year. It'll just look a little bit different, but we'll be doing mostly the same activities. And you can see on here I have all of the daycare kids stuff in pink, and it's just they had movie night at the movie theater, we did library day, we did pool day, we did park day, we did field trip day. And so this coming up summer I'm going to do very similar. It's just going to be reduced. So, we might go to the park on the weekends or something like that as a family, but then we'll do a field trip day where we go downtown and check out some local museum or something like that. The kids really enjoyed that, and they even have free stuff. I've taken to our kids where I had to pay as an adult, but all the kids were free, and we went through a whole tour of a historical museum. It was so neat. The kids really loved it. My only advice, if you take children to a historical museum, bring fidgets. That is my hack. When you have children, they're going through a museum and they cannot touch anything, bring something to occupy their hands, bring them a little fidget, they'll keep them occupied. It works. We walked through that whole museum. It was about a 40-minute tour, and the tour guide said that my kids that were with me, the daycare kids and my stepdaughters, were the most well-behaved children she's ever taken on a tour. So it was so great. She even gave us a little extra time because they were so good. It was wonderful. We had a great time. But next, I'm just showing you guys my chore charts. I literally just put out a chore. It's very simple. Make your bed, clean up your room. It's really just picking up your laundry, putting it in the basket, and then just simple, like they wipe off the table, they help us out. We all help out. We all work as a team. So when dinner's over, one of them wipes off the table, one of them wipes off the counter, and I take care of the dishes. And or my husband cooks, I cook, the other person takes care of the dishes. But the same with lunch. When the kids are home during the summer, you have so many more dishes, and they eat breakfast with us every morning that they're here, but still you have breakfast and lunch and dinner, and that's so much dishes and so many chores and so many times wiping the table and sweeping the floors, and it just helps out so much, and they get so used to it that it's not even a big deal. They don't even complain about it. They just hop up, rinse off their dish, wipe off the table, and then it's over. It's so quick, so easy. I strongly suggest getting a chore chart for the kids. But I also do summer school, and this was a little nerve-wracking. I didn't know how the daycare kids would take it. They had never done any summer school before. I had done this the summer before. I babysat the previous 2 summers, and those kids did perfectly fine. But last year I had different kids with me, and so I wasn't sure how they were going to do with the summer school. They did fantastic. Even the older 4th and 5th graders, they did great. It took them maybe 45 minutes at the most if they were taking their time. Really, it was about 30 minutes. And what I would do is, after lunch, they would go outside, they would play. It would be super, super hot outside. They would come inside, they'd spend 30 minutes doing their schoolwork, and then they would get electronic time for an hour. And then that time, they would be nice and cooled off, and we could go outside and play for a little bit. But when it's hot outside, you just can't stay outside for hours at a time. And so I would block off times like this where we would come back in, have lunch, have electronic time, then they'd go back out for a while, come back in. We would do a movie or something like that. We did that all the time. We just blocked out our days so that it worked. But I just have very simple, basic things that they're learning. For us, our kids get to bring home their Chromebooks. So this makes it great. They have a program on there. They can do IXLs, and they could just go through it all on their own. It shows them if they missed the answer, what they are, the problem, what they did wrong, and how they can do it next time. It gives them an example, and so that's really fantastic. We would also do some type of a science thing. Sometimes it would be a video that we would watch. I really like Netflix. They have tons of science stuff for kids. Or we would do some type of an experiment. We would read for 20 minutes. The big kids, the little kids would read with me for about 5 or 10, just however long their book was. They're really shorter books. But then they would just do a little writing. I would have a writing of the day. I would put that up on the board, and it would just be like an opinion. It would be all based upon their own opinion, what they wanted to write about. So just something very simple. It didn't have to be long, but just a little few things every day. And we only did this 4 days a week. We always took off Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But just something to keep their mind fresh, keep them refreshed. All of the topics that they're working on are topics that they already did the school year before. So if they were in 4th grade, they're still working out of a 4th grade handbook. Or I had a few books with sheets in it, or they're working on their Chromebook, and they're still staying in that 4th grade range. They're not going into anything advanced that they haven't been taught yet, but just a little refresher over the stuff that they've already been taught, because I'm a firm believer that if you don't use it, you lose it. And unfortunately, the kids they struggle when they go back to school. And this actually did have a really huge impact, because my youngest stepdaughter, when we talk to the teacher, because they will test them when they're at the end of the school year, and then when they come back from summer break, they test them again. And a lot of the times the kids will stay the same or they'll decrease. It's usually very rare to see them increase, and she actually increased by 10 points. And all we did was 30 minutes of quick, easy refresher through the summer, 4 days a week. So if you guys are interested, you can set it all up. It makes it quick and easy for the kids. But here's a little preview. I would put their menu on the board. I would put their writing assignment on the board. We'd do a cute little challenge of the week. This one was them learning my phone number. I just felt like that was really important. And I just like the whole visual. It'll be a little bit different this year. Like I said, we're in a whole different house, and those whiteboards did not hold up well, but I will do a video on that as well for some summer planning. That will be coming up really soon, and I'll show you how we're gonna do it here. But I just like to keep everything nice and organized and ready to go for the kids. So I had to get in here because this laundry room has probably not been cleaned out since fall, and it was a hot mess. Their stuff was all over the place. The kids were in here all winter playing around, getting art supplies. You know how it gets. You're just bored and whatever. And so they were in here and they made a big old mess, and I want to get this all nice and cleaned out so that when the kids come in for their school supplies, they can just grab their folder, start on their summer school work, and just get it over with as quickly as possible. I want all the things accessible to the children that they need, and all the things that I really don't want them to have without asking up high. So I'm just gonna get this whole thing wiped down, and then I'm just gonna get it all set up.
All the magic places in the world I've been to, this is where my heart is. Oh, you know it's true. No matter where I go, I'm coming home to you. I was at the wrong place at the right time, 'cause suddenly there you were with those bright blue eyes. We were conversing under the night sky. when you took my hand, said let's leave now. Don't wanna be shy, I will let my guard down. Don't wanna be shy, I will let my guard down. I wanna laugh out loud, talk a little deeper, kiss a little harder. I wanna laugh out loud, talk a little deeper, kiss a little harder, love a little louder, love a little louder. We went to a small bar with neon lights, talked about everything that was on our minds. Talking to you gave me butterflies. Then you took my hand, said let's leave now. Don't wanna be shy, I will let my guard down. Don't wanna be shy, I will let my guard down. I wanna laugh out loud, talk a little deeper, kiss a little harder. I wanna laugh out loud, talk a little deeper.
I'm really glad to have this done. I feel like this will help out so much for the summer school, as well as any days where it's raining or we just need to be inside because it's too hot. I feel like this is wonderful to have all this stuff set up and ready to go. So I'm so happy I got that done. But now I'm moving on along outside because I need to get this area straightened up. I've moved this around a bunch of different times and I love that we've had this big patio. We actually did extend this when we got the hot tub. It was just a teeny tiny little itty bitty patio, but then my husband and a friend of his went ahead and extended it over, which made it for a lovely patio area. I loved this space in our old house, but now I'm just figuring out how I want this to be set up. I have these little loungers over there and I just keep looking around. You can see I'm like, what am I gonna do? It's because I'm just not sure what I'm gonna do. I'm trying to figure out how exactly I want this area set up to where it flows. I love these. I think we got these from Wayfair, this outdoor furniture, and I think it's so wonderful. I think the fire table, if I can link them down below for you guys, I will, but I think the fire table came from Wayfair as well. But I love these. I love that you can move them around in different areas however you want it to be set up. But I just went ahead and set up some of these loungers over by the hot tub, and I have this table sitting over here. This is where we put all of our stuff whenever we get in the hot tub. I want to build something a little bit bigger that will go in between the wall and the hot tub. Clearly we don't live at this house anymore, but our hot tub is still up against the wall, and I would like there to be some type of a table right there to where you could set your drink and your towel and all that stuff. You just have an area where you can sit stuff. But that's what we use this table for, and so I'm just gonna get it nice and cleaned and wiped down, and then I'm just gonna work on getting everything else cleaned and refreshed out here.
was at the wrong place at the right time. 'Cause suddenly there you were with those bright blue eyes. We were conversing under the night sky when you took my hand, said let's leave now. Don't wanna be shy, I will let my guard down. Don't wanna be shy, I will let my guard down. I wanna laugh out loud.
I love that glow of the fire pit. It's so relaxing when you sit in the hot tub and you can just see the fire pit. Unfortunately, at our house now, the hot tub's on the lower level and our fire pit's up on our deck, so if we want a fire, we'll have to get a real fire pit, but that's okay. Now I'm just gonna move along to the front porch and work on this. I just wanna get it all straightened up. A little hack for you guys, if you haven't tried it, the Dollar Tree glass cleaner is very comparable to the Spray-Away cleaner. I discovered that on this particular day. They both work great, but they basically both work the same. It's just one's quite a bit more expensive. So if you ever need a good glass cleaner, head to Dollar Tree, pick up that spray, and it'll work great for you. But I'm just putting a few little decorations on the front porch. I wanted to look a little bit festive. I saw these at Walmart, and I thought that they were really, really cute, and it does make the porch look really festive. Eventually those ferns get hung up there, and just with the red, white, and blue, just a little tiny pop of color, and the greenery, it just looks so pretty up there. I loved that setup last year. It was just super adorable. But I'm just gonna go ahead and get this little, I don't know what you called it, but I just tacked it in there. I just used some tacks and the jar that the tacks came in, and I just pounded it down in there, and it worked just fine. But now I'm going to switch this out. I have some florals that are just spring-like, and I want to change those out for some more just neutral florals. These are just some little baby breaths, and so I put them into this little DIY vase that I made. It was some sort of a jug that I got from a thrift store, and I just painted it and mixed in a little bit of sand to give it that textured type look. And then I just throw this baby breath and just leave it very, very simple. I feel like all the red, white, and blue that I put on there, that's the pop. I want everything else to be very, very simple and just more like a greenery color and just look really neutral. But I'm gonna move along on inside. It was getting hot outside, y'all. I needed to go inside for a while. It was getting hot out there. I feel like the outside's looking nice and good, and now I'm just gonna move along to the inside. I'm gonna get all of these dusted and then just do a really cute, simple look throughout the bookcase and the little built-in over here. I just wanted a few little red, white, and blue touches and just a very, very simple look.
Said you needed a break and left with no heads up. I was strong for your sake, but it made my heart drop. 'Cause it's always been you and I. Give me one more try. This is messing with my mind. Not gonna lie, but I'll give you the space so you can figure this out. I've been losing sleep and it won't get better. I can't get my mind off of you. Days go by and I can't help but wonder if you think about me too. Don't you just hate it, being away from someone you just wanna hold on to? It's driving me crazy, tired of waiting. I really hate being away from you. We're like everyone else, we have our ups and downs. It is not just one mistake that made you think about what life can be like without me in it. I still thought it'd be you and until we die. But I'll give you the space so you can figure this out. I've been losing sleep and it won't get better. I can't get my mind off of you. Days go by and I can't help but wonder if you think about me too. Don't you just hate it, being away from someone you just wanna hold on to? It's driving me crazy, tired of waiting. I really hate being away from you. Don't you just hate it, being away from someone you just wanna hold on to? It's driving me crazy, tired of waiting. I really hate being away from you. Waiting on the day when we don't feel the same. We've come a long way. Don't ever let it change.
If you made it to the very end of the video, thank you so much. You know I appreciate every single one of you, all of your comments, your likes, shares, all that good stuff. It really does help out my channel, especially since I'm still growing. It makes a huge impact. So thank you so much for watching to the end, all of the nice things you say, and all of the likes. I truly appreciate it. Here's just a quick overview of how everything looked. Very simple, very elegant, very pretty. What do you guys think? Let me know down below. Do you love it or do you hate it? Either way, it's okay.